Witam wszystkich bardzo serdecznie, ja jestem Kark, a to jest Starfield. No i tutaj mamy ciężką misję do dokończenia, to znaczy statek obcych okazał się statkiem ziemskim i to jeszcze sprzed 200 lat. No i lecieli na planetę, na której jest kurort obecnie, żeby ją zasiedli, więc no, nie wiem, chcą, żebyśmy pomogli im pertraktować w tej sprawie, więc spróbujmy. Nie będzie łatwo, nie, Sara? Dobra. No to...
Hey there.
Chodź, Sara, chodź. Dajesz.
Hey.
Hej. Sara, szkoda, że tutaj nie ma kostiumów kąpielowych na sprzedaż. Tylko czemu tu wszyscy chodzą w takich samych ubraniach? Halo? A może to obsługa? Chociaż to też ma tu samą. Też? Aha, to też pracownik, no tak. No. Ta pani ma taki sam kostium. A, ten pan ma spodenki, chyba takie same. No. Z tego samego materiału. Łapanie, wszyscy coś chcą. A ty co chcesz?
Anything catch your fancy?
Aha. No nie, dzięki. Na razie dzięki. Piętro kierownictwa.
It's my pleasure to make sure our guests are happy.
Super. Dwaj. Ty jesteś co to jest jakiś... Sprzątasz, ale miotła nawet wygląda taka sama, no. Tam 200 lat później.
Let me know if I'm able to help with anything.
Dobrze.
Excuse me, you can't just waltz in there. Do you have an appointment? Oh, you're the one they're waiting for then. Do you need anything else from me before you meet with the board?
To dowiedzmy się.
I tell you, it would get me in a lot of trouble. Most of them are typical C-level execs. I doubt you even need to use your imagination for that. The ones that show up to work day to day, at least. I swear, I've never even met some of them, because they chill at their own private, secluded beach homes all the time. Anyway, be smart around Oliver. He's got a way of getting what he wants without you realizing it. And that's all I'll say. People were a little freaked out around here, understandably. It looks so different and it's so massive. We honestly thought we were under attack by an unknown entity. But then, nothing happened. It just stayed there. No one could communicate with it. And we've been very careful not to alert the resort guests. The board believed it would be bad for business. I can't speak for anyone else, but I've got a pretty high-pressure job working as the executive assistant to the Paradiso board. You can imagine, dealing with a team of execs, trying to manage all of their schedules and their other whims. But it pays well, and they give me a nice executive suite at the hotel to live in, so it's not all bad. Free access to all the resort's amenities after work helps too.
Okay.
Sure. Have fun in the shark tank. And don't worry, even they call it that.
Basy z rekinami. No tak, okej. Chodź, Sara, idziemy podyskutować.
I just feel that we should be focusing on the natural beauty of this planet, not our amenities.
There are millions of planets out there. People can go to any one of them. The resort facilities are precisely what we bring to the table. Heck, it's the only thing we've really got to offer.
I don't want to risk us coming off as just another artificial, shady, trash-filled dump like Neon. That's not who we are. We've got something special here. We should embrace that.
Blom's right.
Thank you.
We don't want to compete with Neon. Bayou's ruthless. He'll do anything he can to eliminate the competition. We don't need that kind of trouble. That being said, I think there's a middle ground. Maybe build up the beachfront at a boardwalk amusement park. I've had this idea to build artificial hot springs, that sort of thing.
Sounds good. I'll look into what that will cost us and we can circle back around to this.
If it's not important, bring it up with Kiwi. Not quite. We just don't answer to the Freestar Collective or the United Colonies. Makes things easier. We don't pay any taxes, we don't need to follow their laws. All the benefits, none of the drawbacks. And no one minds, because half the politicians and other big shots love vacationing here. Works for everyone. We, the Paradiso Group, bought the rights to this planet years ago with the intent of turning it into the biggest and best resort in the universe. To that end, I'd say we've succeeded. As such, no other leisure enterprises may operate on the planet without renting land from us. But as you can see, none can afford such a deal. No, of course not. There's several more. We're just the ones who show up day to day. The others spend their time lazing on the beach or gallivanting off-world. Doesn't bother me, though. Less cooks in the kitchen means I get to make all the big decisions around here. Seems to be working out for us just fine. I am. And you must be the diplomat Jiro told me about. Welcome, welcome. Normally I'd offer you an all-inclusive stay at our resort before we spoke. But given the circumstances, I'm going to cut to the chase. We've got our friends, the aliens, up there, causing all sorts of problems for our resort. You like that? The marketing team came up with it. The thought is, if we can't get rid of them, it might actually attract more tourism. Come see the aliens! We run a premier resort getaway here. We can't have our guests concocting stories about some budgy old ship hanging around up there. As it is, we've had to reroute our luxury liners around the other side of the planet on entry so no one sees it. It's bad for business. We need to nip this in the bud and take care of it before the tourists catch on and cause a scene. You'd be surprised what people fall for. Locally sourced island fruit essences, for instance. It's just the same old fruits brought over from Earth ages ago, but we get nearly 10 times the market for them. But you're right, no one's gonna buy aliens. Remind me to fire the marketing team. So tell me, what's the actual deal with this massive eyesore of a ship, besides scaring people away? Bonza! That means we got them right where we want them. Now, tell me, what are we going to do about it? Give me some proposals, people. I need something to work with here.
We could offer to resettle them here. There's more than enough space.
They could stay here, temporarily, but it'll cost them. Quite a bit, too. They'd need to work off all their debts before being allowed to leave.
Maybe not. What if we help them get out of here? Outfit their ship with a grav drive so they can find a new home. We could even lend our engineers to help and give their captain an updated star map. What do you think?
Sounds costly. We can't absorb that cost, and it's unlikely they even have compatible currency, let alone enough for the transaction. Someone else would have to foot the bill.
Oh, I swear this would be a lot easier if they ceased to exist entirely. Anyway, Seema's got the right idea. Either works for me. Just tell me what you want to do.
Trudna decyzja. No i co teraz?
We operate outside of the Free Star Zone, you see, partially because we don't want anyone else meddling in our affairs. And we'd rather not draw attention to it. As I've mentioned, it could be bad for business. We'd much rather settle this independently. It's not our responsibility to bear the brunt of that cost. We're being more than generous by offering the use of our engineering team to help install it. A custom grav drive can't come cheap, and I assume they have neither the monetary means nor the connections to get a hold of that kind of technology. That leaves the only other party in this negotiation. You. Oh, I didn't say that specifically. This would be a mutual contract for room and board in exchange for services rendered. Of course, there's no telling how long this arrangement will last, given the substantial costs we'd need to take on in order to accommodate them here, including their continued room and board. But this may save the resort on operating costs in the long term, as we'd be able to let go of some of our current paid staff. I'm not suggesting anything, other than it would make our lives so much easier if that ship ceased existing. Make of that what you will. And which proposal will you be taking to the good captain? I assume there's a captain? They'd be hard-pressed to defend their claim in any courts. Our charter goes back years. It was registered with both the UC and Free Star Collective, per the Centaurus Proclamation. We may be outside the settled systems, but that charter's official as can be. I'm sorry, but you're going to need to be the one to break the news to them that they need to make a compromise or leave. I have no idea, because I'm not suggesting anything of the sort. But it's a wonder that old ship made it all the way here in such a relatively short time. Must have really been pushing themselves. An engineer friend of mine told me once that the reactors on those old ships have a tendency to self-destruct if they overload. Of course, their engineers must have taken great care not to push it too far. Someone would likely have to override the safety systems in the reactor computer. But who would do such a thing?
Don't even think for one moment that this would be acceptable behavior. You can't just blow up their ship. That's insane.
him.
No nie wiem, zastanawiam się, kurde, nie wiem co tu wybrać.
No worries, mate, but my time is valuable.
No nie wiem co wybrać, kurde, no co tu wybrać. Jak wybierzemy przekona ich do zawarcia umowy, no to staną się takimi, powiedzmy, półniewolnikami, no. Natomiast jeżeli im kupimy napęd grawitonowy, żeby znaleźli sobie inną planetę, no to wszystko ok, ale... Gdzieś ich odeślemy. Dobra, spróbujmy to.
You want to see a man named Benny St. James over at Hopetech. He's the best in the business. If anyone can retrofit a 200-year-old ship with a modern grav drive, it'd be him. We'll coordinate our engineering team with his when you return, though you may have to help the Constance engineers prepare for it on their end. Good luck.
I know this was a difficult decision, but if it's any consolation, I think you've made the right choice. Compared to the destruction of their vessel and relegating them to a life of servitude, I'd say this is the best chance they've got.
Right.
Sara, mam...
On behalf of the Paradiso Group, we appreciate your help.
With a name like Paradiso, the marketing for this place writes itself.
Więc Sara, mamy te same mamy pomysły, że tak powiem. Tak samo myślimy, więc dawaj.
Don't worry about us. We're just here.
Paradiso security is only here for your safety.
No myślę, że dobrze robimy. Wasko, lecimy. Cześć.
Do you require my assistance? How can I be of service, Captain? I do not perceive the loss of human life in the same manner, so I do not believe I am affected in the way you are asking. I have, however, noted a likely 19% drop in efficiency in Constellation achieving its current goals. While unlikely to prevent the completion of our mission, it should be taken into account as we proceed.
No dobrze.
It is likely this decrease in efficiency will improve with time as Constellation's members proceed through the grieving process. I will, as always, continue to evaluate the situation and provide an updated analysis as necessary.
Dobrze.
Let me know if I can be of assistance in the future.
Spoko.
Do you, Captain?
Hello there.
Prowadź, kapitanie. No hej.
I hope Cora doesn't get too much underfoot.
I znowu sobie nie kupimy statku.
Up and away.
It's nothing like hitting orbit.
Podchodzimy.
We have a clean dock, right on the money.
Spoko, idziemy. Cześć, Lasku. Miło Cię widzieć. Sara, jak zwykle, za moimi plecami. Witam, Lasku.
We got strict rules around here, but they're strict for a reason.
Super. Nie bądź mięczok. Gdzie to było? Tu nie w tą stronę.
Never seen a ship like yours before.
Chodź, Sara, chodź.
Careful waving that fancy gun.
Cześć. Kurde, narobiliście tu korytarzy. Ale to z kim my to mamy rozmawiać? Niczego nie będziemy przeciążać. Dajmy im szansę. 200 lat lecieli, nie? Sara, idź pozwiedzać, chodź tu pozwiedzać. Są oni tu fajne... Biedni.
The Constant is a peaceful ship. Don't change that.
No, staram się. Jak mogę.
Just stay out of trouble. We were never trained to address threats coming from us.
The Constant is a peaceful ship. Don't change that.
Sara, gdzie to nas prowadzi? A, tu przeciążenie reaktora. No my nie chcemy przeciążać reaktora. Gdzie jest ta druga kropka? Udaj się do hipotechu. No to my tam mamy gdzieś... To my gdzieś tu mamy polecieć? O panie. Ten statek mnie...
Never seen a ship like yours before. Then again, I haven't seen any ships before you were around.
Czemu tu nie idzie zleść? Szkoła?
You're less weird than I thought you would be.
O panie, jakie Macintosze, stary. Heh. Dobra, Sara, chodź.
I heard you came from outside the ship. I bet it was pretty cold out there.
No. Zimno. To nie, to jest na ten mostek. To co jest? To jest jakoś winda. Łacie panie, tu mnie chyba jeszcze nie było, a może były?
Now that we know what's out there, things are gonna be more interesting from here on out.
Fajnie tu macie.
Hydroponics, of course. This must be how the colony ship kept itself fed over all these years in space.
No a widzisz, Sara? Jakie cwaniaki? Udaj się do Hoppitechu, czyli musimy pofrunąć tam gdzieś do Hoppitechu.
Word and we'll get underway. Hello.
Halo. Gdzie jest ten Hoppitech? Nie chcemy przeciążać redaktora. A dobrze, to idziemy podyskutować.
I don't want to hear any complaints. Excuse me. Keep an eye on your valuables.
Czyli tam na pięterko, tak?
Certainly embodies the saying, spared no expense.
We could save valuable weight if we got rid of the pilot seat. Maybe an ottoman? Well, all of them. I've been with Mr. Hope since near the beginning. I think he appreciates my attention to detail and my focus on the fundamentals. Although he has been hinting that the R&D budget may dry up if I don't produce results. Sure, that sounds like me. What can I do for you? I'm a little busy, but I think I could spare some time. Oh, you should have just said that. Of course I can help you. Oliver sent a courier ahead of you. I did some research on ships from that era, and I have a decent idea what we're dealing with. So grav drives didn't really take off until after the ship was built. But I've got access to an ancient grav drive that looks like it could be compatible. With some minor adjustments. It's in good shape too. Parts not cheap though. Neither is the labor. Just pay the combined cost of parts and labor and it's yours. It's a pretty big ask, given how rare these old grav drives are.
Spróbujmy.
I keep telling myself I'm holding on to it for the right time. Perhaps this is that right time.
Może. Po jednym.
I'm still willing to talk. Tell you what, sounds like this is for a good cause. While I can't give you the part for free, I won't charge you for the work.
Does this involve the security of Mr. Hope?
Well, no. But your people are just standing idle and we can use help.
Idle. You think we neglect...
You're darn right it is. I'll get to work on it right away. I recommend you go back to the ship and ask the captain to prepare for its retrofit. Standard stuff. I'm sure they have an engineer on board to help. We'll send the part along when it's ready and install it with the help of Oliver's people. Pleasure working with you.
No tak, Sara, i pozbyliśmy się kupę kasy, nie? Sprawdźmy, bo kurde. No. No dobra. W trosce do kolonistów.
Oh, hello. Someone worth paying attention to.
Recycled air. Just isn't the same as the real thing.
Okej. Żebyśmy w ogóle zeskanowali to coś? Co jest Elite, no. Byłoby fajne, akumulatory, nie? Dobra, ciśniemy. Sara, pomóż, bo moja małżonko, ty. Jednodniowa, czy coś. Kurde, co to? Tu mamy co? Porozmawiaj. Opcjonalnie zniszcz statek.
Good day, Captain.
To tam.
We were never trained to address that.
Super, hyper. Nigdy nie miałem tych schodów tu znaleźć. Hej, command by. Łapanie.
I've lived my entire life in the constant.
I was hoping to talk to our visitor from outer space, and here you are! Welcome, welcome! I have a million burning questions, but I won't overwhelm you. There will be plenty of time for that later. Please, indulge me just a couple. How did you do it? Did humanity finally discover faster than light travel and eclipse our poor old ship? It's incredible! I read about this technology in our archives from Earth, but it was only theoretical back then. Amazing! I'll have to learn more. Oh, I've got so many questions, but I'm being rude. I haven't even given you my name. Chief Engineer Kazemi, but you can call me Amin. And, I might add, I'm one of the reasons we're still floating out here today. Indeed. Thank you for being so kind and indulging me. You must understand how thrilling this news is for someone like me. Someone who suspected this encounter was, in fact, possible. Ah, great question. I do not know for sure, but I can venture a guess. All of the reading I've done on the matter suggests that at the time, there was uncertainty that the technology would ever work, or if it did, that it would work at the scale we needed. So, I trust they made the decision to strike out when they did, fully believing it was the only way. Many years ago, when I was a junior engineer, the reactor's computer burned out. The computer that controls the reactor's various regulators. I'll spare you the details, but when that happens, the ship and everyone on it is in danger of turning into a mess of hot slag. I had to jury-rig parts from old media devices to prevent a meltdown. And that's how I became the boss around here. You okay there? Some may say I'm a master of keeping things together with nothing but duct tape and bubblegum. Well, if we had any gum left. Pretty sure that ran out 100 years ago. When I'm not dealing with catastrophic engine failures, I manage the other engineers. We maintain all the machinery, computers, you name it. We keep the life support on, and the ship flying. What grab drive? Just joking with you. The Paradiso engineers filled me in. Okay, let's see what we need to do. All right. This will be fun. And hopefully there will be no explosions in the process. I have just received word that the drive is here. Ready to get to work? Yes, of course I need your help. My team needs to stay on top of their daily maintenance, and I need to make my own preparations for this gravity drive you brought us. Your help is going to be vital to this procedure. And have no worries, it'll be easy. I'll guide you through the process. Great, great, great! There are 3 preparations I need you to help me make while I set things up on my end. First thing I need you to do is reroute the power from the port turbo pump to the auxiliary cryogenic radiator. Then, turn the plasma runoff inhibitor function to 5%. Last, you'll need to decouple the magnetic flange pipe enclosures from the auxiliary module assembly. Got it? Let's hop to it!
Niczego nie chcemy przeciążać. Łapanie. No to tak. To idziemy tu, bo to... lepiej to zapiszmy, bo jak tu była ważna kolejność, to ja już ją nie pamiętam. Łapanie. Mam nadzieję, że dobrze.
People always appreciate a good engine, whether they know it or not.
Teraz. Wiesz co?
Keeping a 200-year-old ship running is no easy task. Something wrong? There's still something left to do. Reroute the power from the port turbo pump to the auxiliary cryogenic radiator. Decouple the magnetic flange pipe enclosures from the auxiliary module assembly.
Odłączyć?
Something wrong? There's still something left to do. Reroute the power from the port turbo pump to the auxiliary cryogenic radiator. Decouple the magnetic flange pipe enclosures from the auxiliary module assembly. Good
Dobra.
luck out there.
Czekaj.
I wonder what else is out there.
Turbopompa, kryopompa. Panie Boże. Sterburta, bagburta. Turbopompa czy kryopompa? Chłodnica kryogeniczna, pomocnicza. Z którego układu chcesz przekierować zasilanie? Bagburta. Bagburta, no to jest po prawej, nie? Tylko Kurde, nie idzie zapisać. Nie! Wróć do gry. Dobra, jeszcze raz. Co on powiedział? Alois, gdzie jesteś?
If the other colonists knew how... something wrong? There's still something left to do. Reroute the power from the port turbo pump to the auxiliary cryogenic radiator. Decouple the magnetic flange pipe enclosures from the auxiliary module assembly. Something wrong? There's still something left to do. Reroute the power from the port turbo pump to the auxiliary cryogenic radiator. Decouple the magnetic flange... See you!
Turbo pompa burty. Do chłodnicy kriogenicznej, tak? Kurde. Jeszcze raz.
I can't tell you how many... something wrong?
Sorry, ale to nie moje klimaty.
There's still something left to do. Reroute the power from the port turbo pump to the auxiliary cryogenic radiator. Decouple...
Do pomocniczej kriogenicznej. Ale do pomocniczej...
People always appreciate... something wrong? There's still something left to do. Reroute the power from the port turbo pump to the auxiliary cryogenic radiator. Decouple the magnetic... So long!
Sure is nice to know that.
Do... Aha. Czemu nie można? Turbo pompa. Tak też nie? To może trzeba najpierw te rury jakieś tam zrobić. Te rury to...
Something wrong? There's still something left. Reroute the power from the port turbo pump to the auxiliary cryogenic radiator. Decouple the magnetic flange pipe enclosures from the auxiliary module assembly. Something wrong? There's still something left to do. Reroute the power from the port turbo pump to the auxiliary cryogenic radiator. Decouple the magnetic flange pipe enclosures from the auxiliary module assembly. Good luck out there!
co i teraz? Turbopompa Sterburta. Czemu nie można? Chyba, że to ma być jednak Wagburta. Turbopompa Wagburta. Przekazać do... Aha, no to ja się kiłem.
Looks like everything is good to go, both your end and mine. Can you inform the captain while they're finishing the installation? So we'll finally be able to go wherever we want in a blink of an eye. Incredible. Careful not to touch anything on your way out.
Dobra. Damy ci szansę.
Just because our equipment's old doesn't mean
Careful waving that fancy gun around. We don't need this.
Gdzie jest pani kapitan?
Just stay out of trouble.
Tu jest pani kapitan.
No matter the outcome, I won't let my crew down. Well, well, it would appear we have the means to go nearly anywhere now, thanks to you. The engineers even upgraded our communications equipment so we can speak with passing ships. Turns out it was a pretty easy fix. Thank you again for all you've done. We don't yet know, but we did receive a star map from the Paradiso engineers. I suppose we'll just chart a course for other suitable habitable worlds until we find one that matches the quality of Paradiso. Purima 2 here. Without you, we'd most likely be stuck. But you went above and beyond. I'll make sure people tell tales of your generosity for as long as our society lives. I don't know if we can ever fully repay you. Thank you again.
Dostał gadżetów. Odwiedź swój wynajmowany pokój, no czyli jeszcze nie minęło.
Now that we know there are other people out there, we need to be more prepared for trouble than ever.
To by trzeba było ukraść, nie? Sara, ty mnie tu podglądasz, tak sobie, tak? No dobra. O, papier jakiś toaletowy czy coś. 200 lat i się kratka nie zatkała. To była technika. Saro Morgan, chodź. O, a tu jest ten hokejowy, widzisz? Kij do hokeja.
We've got strict rules around here, but they're strict for a reason.
Trzymaj się ich, trzymaj. Dobra, wychodzimy z tego lokalu, Sara. Mamy swoje sprawy. Znowu wlazłem gdzie indziej.
Close to finding our new home. Hopefully it won't be too much longer now.
So much more to learn about now.
Keeping track of all our supplies is more difficult than you might think.
He, gruszki. A co tu jest? A, lodówka. No proszę, proszę. Kanapki, co mają 200 lat. Nie, nie, nie. Sara, poczęstujesz się czymś? Może tu kawa albo coś, albo ciemny lager. Chodź, idziemy.
We've had to do our fair share of recycling on the constant. Not exactly a lot of places to get new goods.
O, patrz jak fajnie, tu sałatki mają różne. Ło, coś im zeżarłem. Niechcący. Dobra, wychodzimy. Apteczki.
Hey! Maybe you could help out Abe. He's been talking about needing someone with a ship.
Co to jest up?
Oh, hey! I've been hearing a lot about you. You're the one who helped us out of that mess so we can find a new place to live. I'm Daisuke, the Constance Provisions Manager. It's nice of you to come back and visit so I can finally meet you in person. Let me know if there's anything I can help you with.
Okay.
Just
Co
the
można
basics.
sprzedać?
We can also make a deal for anything you want to offer.
A masz uzbrojenie ze starej ziemi? Ty masz kurwa nowoczesną broń. Ale nie masz 4 mm. Dobra.
See you around.
Okej.
Great. How many more days, months, years being cooped up here before we find a new place to live?
Boy, am I glad you weren't some sort of alien or something.
Dobra. Co to jest? A. To myśmy tu weszli do jakiejś łazienki. Sorry.
You're lucky we're under orders not to escort you right out of this ship.
Gdzie się stąd wyłazi, kurde?
Careful waving that fancy gun around. We don't need to see what it can do.
Jakieś pokoje? Aha.
It definitely takes takes a special type of person to live their entire life, birth to death, aboard a single ship traveling through space.
No. No nie chcę rozmawiać, bo kurde...
Exciting times, aren't they?
To łazienki, ja? A, to takie natryski. Dobra, Sara. Jak to ubikacje? Takie drzwi, kurde, do ubikacji. Konkretna sprawa.
I am always willing to listen. You know that. What's the matter?
We had another fight. It was over something stupid. Same as last time. I just feel like my feelings don't matter.
You said how that makes you feel.
Yes, just like you told me. I even tried this sandwich.
Wow, I've heard about you, but so here you are.
Can't talk about it without some defensive.
Jak w akwarium.
It definitely takes a special type of person to live their entire life, birth to death, aboard a single ship traveling through space.
No.
And to think, all this time, we thought we were alone.
Hey there.
Fajne pamiątki, nie?
I'm worried about Janet. I wonder if someone from the outside can help her.
Boy, am I glad you weren't some sort of alien or something.
Kurde, tu wszyscy mają coś. A co jest Janet? Co ci, Janet?
Oh, I've heard about you. The visitor who helped us get into the situation we're now in, roaming the galaxy with no end in sight. Sorry, I don't mean to be ungrateful or rude. I'm just frustrated. Is it that obvious? Breckenridge is intent on finding a home just as perfect as Paradiso, and it's clear that's never going to happen. I'd love to leave. But outside of you and the occasional passing trade ships we make contact with, there aren't any ways off this ship. And besides, Breckenridge forbids it. I've tried. She insists we stay together for the sake of the community. I'm stuck here. Oh my god, yes! It's all I've ever known. But I feel a deep need to get out of here. I can't explain it. Maybe it was all those movies I saw as a kid. Green meadows, beaches, lush forests, mountains. I've always wanted to experience these things. And we were so close to it, damn it! I could almost feel it. So yeah, I'm done with this place. It's a long shot. You've dealt with her. You know she can be stubborn. But then again, you did make her see reason before and set us on this path. Maybe you can do it again and fix this mess. Sorry, I know it may not sound like it, but I'd actually be really grateful to you if you succeed.
The captain just needs an outside perspective. I'm confident we can get her to see reason here and convince her to let you leave.
Good luck, I guess. But I'm not holding my breath.
Chodź, idziemy porozmawiać z Dianą.
There's so much to learn about now.
Kurde ma, ty tu...
Never seen a ship like yours before. Then again, I haven't seen any ships before you arrived.
Fajnie, tylko jak się tam włazi.
To address threats coming from outside our ship.
Super. Ja już się zgubił, a co do... co lepiej? Jest tu jakaś winda czy coś? O panie, tu w kółko łażę. Cicho, tu coś. O, jest jakaś winda. Pokład dowództwa. To gdzieś tam za ścianą, ale jak się tam idzie, kurka. Sara, kurde, jak się tam idzie?
Just stay out of trouble. Hey, you wanna play hide and seek later?
Now that we know what's out there, things are gonna be more interesting from here on out.
Ty, a ty co?
This will be better for us. It allows us to keep our own sovereignty.
Dobra,
Planet was
chodź
not
tu.
right for us anyway. No doubt the next one will be. Understandably, some are disappointed that we gave up our home, but I think I've managed to convince them that this will be best in the long term. I have no doubt that even if it takes more time, we will manage to find something even better. And it's important to remember we're still way ahead of our original schedule. Everything will be fine. Goodness, I'm not sure yet. We'll need to study our new star map. Then, well, I suppose we'll venture forth and try to find the perfect new home for us. It may take some time, but I'm confident we'll find something. And when we do, we'll find a shuttle to take us planetside. Thanks again for your help.
Okay,
We've roamed the stars for almost 200 years. What's a little longer? I'm well aware of Janet's desire to leave. I'll tell you the same thing I told her. For the sake of our mission and community, we need to stay together. Each member of our community is valuable, especially Janet. If she left, we'd be at least a couple of weeks behind in food production while we trained someone to fill her role. But I suppose if you brought us more food staples to tide us over while that happens, we could do it. Say, a large quantity of potatoes?
Mamy ziemniaki?
Yes. Losing her would mean one less person to help out, and we're strained as it is. We're all in this together. Have been since the very start. If she goes, then who else will want to go? We need to preserve our culture for the sake of our mission, and it's hard to do that if everyone leaves. Sorry, that's not going to be enough. If we're really going to do this, you'll need to bring me more. Let me know when you've got what I'm asking for.
Our people's safety is my #1 priority.
Czekaj,
Well,
robimy
if
jeszcze
you can
inaczej.
bring me those potatoes to make up for our potential food shortage in her absence, I'll be happy to consider it. I'll be the judge of that.
I suppose not. It would be bad for all of us if she slipped into depression.
I know, which is why I'm taking into account the future of our entire crew and not just one individual. It would free up a crew slot on the ship. Perhaps we could take someone on from the outside. Someone who could teach us about current society. Well, you've got away with words, I'll give you that. Once again, you've convinced me to do the right thing. And while I'm not happy about letting one of our own go, I think you're right. It's for the best. Let her know she's free to leave on the next ship willing to take her. I just hope this doesn't prompt others to want to leave as well.
You've made a wise choice, Captain.
I know Captain Brackenridge has essentially given you free rein to wander the ship, but security will still be watching you closely. I hope you understand, given we have so little experience with people from the outside. It pays to take security seriously, something I understand much better now than in my youth.
No właśnie, no masz rację, masz rację.
Our people never expected to meet with other colonies, so forgive them if they are distrustful.
Dobra, to przekażemy jeszcze dobrą nowinę i spadamy. O panie, gdzie ja znowu wlazłem? A idzie tam się dostać jakoś na skróty. No, nie idzie. A, to gdzieś tu, tu.
We got strict rules around here, but they're strict.
Siadaj, pokład mieszkalny. Gdzie jest ta Janet? Tu nie. O.
Even if you can't convince Brackenridge, at least you tried. That's more than I can say for anyone else. Certainly not what I want to do. I mean, I hate this job, and there's really nothing I can do about it. I'm the cultivation manager. Fancy words for farmer and fertilizer collector. I didn't have a choice. Most people don't. You get a job, and that's it. Like, I'm great at what I do, but I would enjoy doing literally anything else. Meanwhile, my sister Julia, she gets to hang out with kids all day and watch movies. The kids I couldn't care less about, but she doesn't even care about Earth culture. Ugh!
Dobra.
Wait, for real? How? I thought I was going to have to escape on my own somehow, but if she's given me her blessing, that's even better. If I'm being honest, I should have known you can do it. After all, you're the reason we're still out here. I heard about what you did for us, getting that grav drive or whatever. I was kind of hoping you'd overhear me and offer to help earlier. I probably should have just asked you, but I guess I'm not good at asking for help. Anyway, thanks for helping me. I know you didn't need to. Julia? Oh, she'll be fine. She loves this stupid ship. I've tried talking her into coming with me, but she won't budge. Like almost everyone else, she believes in the original mission. Whatever. I'm sure I'll hear news of the Constant's whereabouts. Maybe I'll even come back to visit. She's my sister, after all. No idea. One of the techs who helped retrofit the grav drive onto the Constant mentioned a place called New Atlantis. Maybe I'll check it out. It sounded interesting. Anyway, seems like a good place to start, especially if I want to find a job that isn't farming.
I had a free moment, so I thought I would drop by. How are you doing today, my love?
Much better. Now that I no longer need to...
Thanks again. I'm going to need it. It's a whole new world out there. I hope we meet again someday.
Okej, i na tej pomocy zakończymy. To dzięki wszystkim za oglądanie, dzięki, że jesteście. Trzymajcie się i cześć, do kolejnego odcinka.